The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
What is happening now? Well, there it is. My computer is being super glitchy right now. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the return of Belly Up After Dark. We have a loaded guest lineup tonight. I'm happy you guys were able to stop in with us. Joining us from the amazing Craft Brew Sports Show, host of the show, actually, from the land of Cincinnati area, Ohio, devout Bengals and Reds fan, and one of the funniest human beings I know, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Berlon.
What's going on, man? How's it going?
I'm doing great, man. My computer keeps freezing up, and I'm just trying to hang out for the ride.
I like that you were like, yo, look, I got this. We're going to go live, and then muted right from the start.
Yeah, I just am taking it on the chin at this point. All of our Belly faithful will understand. Also joining us from the other side of Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, the host of High-Low Sports Podcast, one of the Bert and Ernie of Belly Sports, and the only Cowboys fan I can actually stand to talk to for more than 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, Kelsey Coyne.
But it's only 30 seconds. Let's not kid ourselves. It is only 30 seconds. And half the time you're on mute, so it's okay.
It works that way. And ladies and gentlemen, joining us from Unfair Sports, one of the smartest college football fans I know, and one of the biggest and most awesome fans I know for everything nerd culture. Man's got more Legos and Marvel stuff behind you than you can count. He appreciates my Funko collection behind me. Ladies and gentlemen, devout Sooner fan, Thunder fan, and just overall great dude, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Smith of Unfair Sports.
What it do? What it do? Thanks for having me. I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun tonight.
Yeah, fellas. So after dark, obviously, we got our drinks. I got a little Buffalo Trace on the rocks tonight. Nice. Was scarfing down some pasta before we got here because I was just hosting Corner Booth pregame because I'm a glutton for punishment. Figured I'd do back-to-back shows. Why not?
I got Faygo Red Pop because I'm moving and all my dishes are currently in the dishwasher right now, and that includes all of my glasses. So I got nothing else to drink.
I went with the Arnold Palmer Spiked tonight.
Very nice.
I did it Tuesday on our show and was hooked. So this is now going to be my go-to summer drink.
Or you can just cut the corner.
Yeah.
You can cut the corner and just pour a little whiskey in the Arnold Palmer can. That's what I've done before.
Done that before as well. I'm rocking a little Hennessy Pure White with mixing a little ting from Jamaica for my last voyage. So, look, good stuff right there.
Yeah, when I actually asked Jay to come on and do the show with us, guys, he literally goes, yeah, bro, I'll down for it. I'm just in Jamaica right now. When I get back, we'll get to it. I'm like, dude, honestly, you said yes, and you're enjoying vacation. It's all I care about right now. I, of course, like I said, I'm enjoying my favorite bourbon, Buffalo Trace, and it's not because of I swear it's not because of Yellowstone. I literally had it once at a bar, and I'm like, wow, that's really good. I want to buy this again. And then I happened to start watching Yellowstone like a month later, and I was like, oh, cool.
I keep Buffalo Trace on tap at all times. That's my go-to bottle, especially when I go to Louisiana, because I could walk into a Walgreens and get it for $22.99.
Dude, you go to Massachusetts, you buy in bulk.
Wait, hold on. You can get Buffalo Trace at a Walgreens. Like, I have to fight an old lady to get it at a store in Ohio.
Right.
I'll buy Kevin in Massachusetts. You can walk into a BJ's and buy a case of it.
In Oklahoma, it's the exact same thing. It's like an act of Congress, or you got to fight and stab some old person to get it. But when I go to Louisiana, I can walk into the local Walgreens or CVS, and boom, there's like bottles of it right there for $20-something bucks. And I'm just like, I'm taking about 4 of these home with me just so I can stock up.
Right?
You get nervous that like the Walgreens is like they've watered it down or something, like it's off-brand Buffalo Trace. Like check that label. It might be like Buffalo
Great
Trap
value. I know the Buffalo Trap is what you're getting, or Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Dose instead of Buffalo Trace.
Just slight whiskey flavor.
Yeah, it's a whiskey liqueur. It's not even a fucking whiskey. I mean, the other one I've been fighting people to get a hold of now because I've had it now. My boy Brian kind of like threw me off with this because now I'm like hooked on his Eagle Rare is another one I just can't get off of.
Eagle Rare is definitely top 3 for me. I think I go Weller Green, then Buffalo Trace, then Eagle Rare on my power rankings.
I still have to have my Weller. You know, I had Blanton's for the first time like a month ago, and I was not impressed.
I go Blanton's, I go Mickers, then Eagle Rare, and then Buffalo Trace. That's my 4. And if I have to add a 5th, Russell's Reserve. 10-year.
It's very good.
It's a good and it's easy to come by. So yeah.
Ryan's got it on point with the Walgreens knockoffs today. I don't want, listen, if you mess with like Dos Equis is basically like sewage poison. So if you actually mess with that, I don't even want to know what I'm drinking at that point.
Look, you don't even get Keystone, you just get the key. That's it.
Or just Stone.
Stone.
Throw a D at the end of it, you might get close.
That's hilarious.
Depending on the Walgreens you go in there.
I will put you up, guys, to a cheaper bourbon that is amazing. It's High West Prairie bourbon. It's like $33 a bottle.
Did you say berry bourbon?
Prairie, as in like a desert.
Okay, all right, we're good. I was like, blueberries in a bourbon. Hold on now.
Hey, listen, I had an Imperial Blueberry last week while I was watching Mike's show. It is dangerous because it tastes like a 6 but swings like an 8. It's not fair. You put away 4 of those and you're just out the door. You're done.
Yes, that's fair.
And no, DJ, I haven't done shots at Everclear since I was in college.
Yeah, chasing with Natty. Yeah, no.
Natty
Ice.
Dude, not just Natty Ice.
I've done this. Okay, do not hate me.
DJ's
for it.
defense, he did say back in the day.
It was Natty Light. I was in college. I was just coming to my full redneck form. It was the only other thing I did worse was I found out that the ultimate chaser for Jack Daniels is Coors Banquet.
I mean, at least you took a chaser with it. Like, you didn't do like we did in college, which is Everclear and those little packets of lemonade flavoring.
Oh my God, why?
That go in water. You just put that in the Everclear set, and it'll just taste like lemonade, and you're just like, oh, fantastic!
Yeah,
I'm drinking lemonade at 180 proof. Like,
I watched a girl puke over the side of her balcony onto her own car doing that, and I said, you know what? I'm good on the Everclear.
We did 4 Loco Pong the next weekend after that.
I'm one of those few
the original 4 Loco,
yeah,
though, right?
OG 4 Loco Pong before they took out the energy.
I actually was able to smuggle one into high school. The last year it was
Nobody
available.
needs to know that. It's still within the statute of limitations. You're too young, Jared. It's still within the statute of limitations.
I'm 28. I was 18 when they made it illegal.
I was part of the 4 Locos era. That's me. I turned 40 2 weeks ago, and so that was what we did. And I'm still trying to figure out how I'm still here because I've done a lot of 4 Locos in my life.
I remember the time that I blacked out at a Bengals game because we were just pounding 4 Locos in the tailgate lot before the game. So after the third one, I don't remember what happened in that game.
I mean, me and Matt, my co-host, blacked out in the Eagles-Jets game in 2015. There was the Chip Kelly era, so the blacking out was intentional.
Well, also Philadelphia, that's required. I think
it was at the big trash can, MetLife.
You gotta read the fine print on the ticket. It
was at MetLife. It was the big trash can. It was not at the Link. The Link is just you get drunk, but you got to stay on your toes because Eagles fans are something different. As an Eagles fan, I can attest to this. I had an Eagles fan try to fight me last year at that Tuesday night game I went to. They're like, you came down from Connecticut for a Tuesday night game? I'm like, yes, I did. I paid for these tickets. I'm going for it.
Dedicated Korner.
You see, our boss is just coming at Mike off the get.
Hey, it's been a rough day, man.
I was about to say it's not been a good day for Bengals fans. So I feel bad for Mike.
Yeah, I did read too that they're saying it's just a calf strain.
Just a calf strain.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like he was just getting ready for the season on the cart last year.
On the cart. That's the best part. On the cart.
Yeah, on the cart with his leg up, lifted up. Like he was just getting ready for
blood
the
flow.
season.
It's a blood flow technique. It's a new one.
Doing sprints in the cart last year. That's my quarterback, man. That's amazing.
Listen, a perfect segue to start off. We're talking Joey B and Jalen Ramsey, 2 premier superstars, both go down today. Mike, listen, you could be a Dolphins fan this morning. Okay, this evening. It could be worse. Your number 1 corner could be down for 6 to 8 to 10 weeks. They're saying early December. Somehow 6 to 8 doesn't add up to December. I'm going to go with December. But I'm not that bad at math where I couldn't understand that one. I'm like, I heard December. Listen, nothing ever is really 6 to 8 weeks. It's 6 to 8 weeks into the season. So, yeah, I would rather be at this. Fuck! Don't say that. Don't put that on Bengals fans, DJ. Stop it.
I
don't put that on me, Biggie Bobby. Don't wish that evil on me.
Yeah, don't put that evil voodoo on. Just because your coked up owner is saying bad shit about your running back doesn't mean you put that on fucking Mike.
And he's coked up at all times.
All times.
Literally the greatest interviews on Pat McAfee show because Pat has so much respect for him because it's the owner he played for, and then you just see
And
Matt,
they did crack together.
you could just see fucking Ty and Boston Connor in the background trying not to lose their shit when Jim Irsay. It sounds like he's on every substance imaginable.
He might be fully sober now, but it's like Ozzy at this point in time. It's just he's too far gone to ever remotely think he's not gone. Like he's sailed. He's sailed away. It's not good anymore.
Speaking of sailing away, does this kill the Dolphins being like in that race with the Bills and Jets? Like, are they going to be too far back down now that one of their premier defenders is going to be out until at least December? Now, is it going to affect their win total? What do you guys think?
I mean, I guess it probably will, but I don't think it's going to be a drastic effect. Like, their defense is great, but they've also beefed up that offense so much lately that, like, I feel like they're banking on the offense carrying them more this year. So I don't see this hurting them too much. It's just going to change the approach and be like, all right, you're going to score 50, we'll score 51. God damn it, Robert.
Listen, I thought Rob was still pissed at me for some reason. I'm happy to see him back in the comments, but he has to say something about his goddamn fucking Chiefs, man. I swear.
Every time, make it about Mahomes.
Oh my god.
But no, I don't think this hurts the Dolphins as bad as people think it does. I think they're going to be fine.
Jay, Kelsey, anything you want to contribute on this one?
I'm with Mike. I think like you still have Xavier Howard. You're fine. Like, let's be honest, at the corner position, like, okay, there's just a guy that still gets you 10 picks a season on the other side. Like, all right, you're gonna be good. You just throw Noah Igbenogany back over there on the other side, and guess what? You'll still win the extra game you were projected to win with Jalen Ramsey at this point.
I'm still in shock you pronounced that name correctly. I'm just like, wait, you said it.
Auburn grad. War Eagle,
okay,
man.
yeah, okay.
Auburn
So,
grad.
all right, you know what? That's kind of a layup then, I guess.
Yeah, and also let's not forget Jalen is slow in comparison. So, like, when you talk about some of these receivers he can go match up against, he's not going to be getting burned like Noah Igbenogany. Like he'd be getting burned unlike Noah. So that's the big difference here. You're not going to get as many torches on that side of the field.
Dude, if the Bengals can make the AFC Championship game with Eli Apple as their number one corner, the Dolphins are going to be
Anything is
fine. Like,
anything is possible.
I know. We always have these takes like, hey, is it going to affect their win-loss total? We also remember that the Bengals were projected to win like 8 games the year they went to the Super Bowl. Can we just like acknowledge that they had Eli Apple as the number one corner and Von Bell was their next best secondary guy?
Hold on. You put some respect on Von Bell's name.
I'm also not talking. I also ignored the Jesse Bates of the world, but like that Bengals team was a ragtag bunch of like underdogs that got to the Super Bowl and then just got stomped out by a purchased team. But Jay, any thoughts on Ramsey, Joey B before we start talking a little college ball?
Everybody basically said it right. I mean, they're too deep is fine. They'll be all right. They don't need Jalen Ramsey. Plus, Jalen Ramsey is old. I mean, this is what season was for him.
My age. Can we chill on this shit? He ain't
okay, so he's your age. I mean, he's old in NFL years. It's like dog years when it comes to the football. Like, his body is beat up. He has had injuries, and so at this point, we don't expect him to be on the field that much anyway. So they're too deep is fine. I think they'll be fine. I mean, you still got Keon Crossen from the Giants that they picked up recently. You could throw him out there, put a safety over the top to make sure he don't get dusted, and you'll be just fine. They're good. We're talking
about age with corners, right? And then you have the ageless wonder playing for my fucking team, Darius Slay, he gets older and just gets better apparently.
Yeah, he's like Benjamin Button or something. It's really weird. It's like it's like Tom Brady. Him and Tom Brady are similar. Like, the older they get, the better they get.
For an entire game on a bum ankle, I'm just like masterclass.
He knows his angles. So yeah, if anybody I'm concerned for is the Bengals. You're losing Joey B. It's a calf strain, what they're saying, but that's still a concern because if anything calf wise, I'm thinking Achilles. Or Achilles popping at some point. And so if that's going to be the case, he's already had one knee surgery. He loses his Achilles. Oh, gosh, that might be derailing the Bengals back to the Bungles that we're used to. And so hopefully he does get better, though, because I like Joey B. I actually want to see him be successful.
So hard right now.
Mike took just a deep breath.
It's because it's so true. Like, the team is built around one dude. Like,
yes.
That's the one piece you cannot remove from the Bengals roster. Anybody else, you can make the argument Chase is a guy that you have to have in there. But even that, you can find another wide receiver one. Like, Joey B is the guy.
He
and
is, yeah.
you get him out of there, dude. We saw it. We saw when he blew out his knee what that offense was without him.
Do y'all still have Samaje P. Ryan?
Nah, he's no wait.
Where did he go?
He went to
Y'all renew him.
He went to
Piran's gone because Mixon took a cut to stay with him.
he
where
went
did
to the
Piran go?
NFC team. It's killing me right now. Where's Matt? When
He's
I
a
need
Bronco.
him?
He's a Bronco.
That's
He's a
why
Bronco.
where I need Matt. I'm used to Matt looking up all these things for me in the background.
Probably should have kept him just so that him and Mixon could have, carried some of the load for Joey B.
Running back this year too.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, listen, I'm at the age now where I just don't care about the offseason NFL anymore like I used to. Like, I used to be so into it, but I'm now like, I'm almost 40. I'm like, dude, just tell me when the games start, man. Oh, Burrow's hurt. Great.
Chase
Now
Brown.
Those. Cool.
I know.
Yeah, Chase Brown from Illinois, which is not a bad pick.
His brother got drafted by Philly. That's who it was. I'm like, what? I mean, I know he's a connection to Cincinnati somewhere. Anyway,
They just have Travion. What is it? Travion Williams. Yeah, Travion Williams. By the way, is their backup, so you're fine.
Ooh.
Texas A&M. Travion Williams.
Yeah.
listen, I will just
Not a bad backup behind Joe Mixon.
One point before we go to college football for a little bit, we're gonna zig and zag because fuck it, it's ADHD out here. I will say at 28 years old, I'm about maybe I don't know, 11 years younger than Mike here. I live for the off season because as much as I love baseball, basketball to me. I don't give a fuck to the playoffs because my team gets knocked out in the first round every year anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But like the off season, I love college football off season. I try to stay. I just love big stories in college football. And Jay suggested this comment, and I honestly wanted to sound off on this. So I thought this was kind of a nice play on words with my lack of vocabulary here.
It was creative. I'll give you.
I'm trying here, guys. It's after. This is Jared after hours, so even more after hours. So, are we buying the Colorado Buffaloes, or are they a load of bullshit?
I thought we were talking about the actual Buffaloes. So
no, we're talking about
Buffalo tastes good. It's good meat.
I thought we were talking about Khalil Mack's alma mater here.
No.
By the way,
the Bulls.
Top 10 team. By the way, last year.
The Bulls.
The Bulls. Yeah, there we go. I'm talking the Colorado Bulls of UC Boulder.
The Buffs.
Buffalo,
yes.
Whatever. Fuck it.
Go Buff.
Go Buffs.
Coach
All right, whatever.
Just
Are we
Coach
talking
Prime.
about Prime's team? A bunch of number one recruits, number one transfers. His luggage is Louis. Are we starting? Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Jay. You are one of my de facto experts I go to for college football here. Oh, my boy Kev, who's hopefully watching the show tonight. If he's not, the loyalty's hurting him.
Kev is only good for Bama talk. He stays in his own little corner. We don't let him out of the corner.
Or to shoot at my Hurricanes for 5 minutes, then telling me he's still my friend afterward. Jay, Buffaloes. What are you thinking? How do you think they're going to fit in the Pac-12 this year? Is it going to be a Cinderella story, or are they going to take a couple shotgun shells to the shins early?
When I look at what Colorado's doing, this is the one thing I always evaluate when I look at a team that has a regime change, roster flip, and all of that. Who's your quarterback? Shedeur Sanders was a 4-star quarterback coming out of Dallas. I think he was a top 150 player in the country coming out of high school. You bring him in with a Sean Lewis offense where they're literally going nonstop, and then you add Colorado altitude to that, there's a good chance they shock a whole bunch of teams that come to Folsom Field. So, if anything, I've said Colorado's going to make the playoffs. I mean, not the playoffs. I'm sorry. They're going to make a bowl game. They will make a bowl game first year. So, they'll get 6 wins.
I almost
6
took my
wins.
bourbon. I'm like, hold on. Wait,
Sorry.
what?
No, not playoffs. 6 wins. I'm giving them 6 wins. If anybody from the Pac-12 makes it to the playoffs, it's USC because Caleb Williams is the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, and there's no reason why they wouldn't make it. They just get blown out in the playoffs like Lincoln Riley's infamous for doing. But I digress. I would say that Prime has done a good job. He has 2 former NFL head coaches as analysts on his offense and defensive side, and Pat Shurmur and Mike Zimmer. So, I mean, how many other college teams can say that? They've got former head coaches from the NFL working as analysts on their staff. And He's got guys that have offenses that have been successful and defenses. Charles Kelly came from the Nick Saban tree. He worked at Alabama. He was one of the top recruiters. So, not to get long-winded on it, my thing is I think that they could win 6 games and make a playoff, make a bowl game. I'm sorry, saying playoff, a bowl game. If they can make a bowl game, that's a successful season. And the only reason why I think they can do it, Travis Hunter, who was the number 1 recruit out of Florida, they stole from Florida State. You've got Shedeur Sanders at quarterback. Cormani McClain, 5-star corner out of Florida that they stole from Miami and Florida State. And then tomorrow, they have Charles Lester III that's going to be committing on the 28th, which is tomorrow. And I'm anticipating he's going to spur Florida State and go to Colorado. And so
I'm okay with that. Anything to burn Florida State.
Agreed. So one of the greatest corners, or arguably the greatest corner in NFL history, is bringing all the top cornerback type athlete talents to him. If he can't figure that out, he'll never get another coaching job again. Well, I think he does.
I will give him credit. He's going to produce a lot of good corners that are going to be NFL bound because he is the greatest cornerback of all time. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be down a lot of games because that offense, as much as I think they have a lot of good recruits, there's a difference between group of 5 speed or what would you consider Jackson State? What is their division?
They were D1
FCS.
It was FCS. It was SWAC.
FCS.
FCS.
They're an FBS.
Team. I had a buddy of mine who transferred FCS to a Pac-12 school. Actually, he played at Wazoo for a little bit. He goes, dude, it's a speed difference. You don't see it until you get on the field. Yep. All I'm saying is these guys are Pac-12 level athletes. Some Pac-12 teams don't get a 5-star recruit in ever. So here's the kicker. I think, unfortunately, and my boy over at Fifth Down Sports, my fellow Connecticut podcast, I don't think Veterans Day, but they have a lot of good games to start the season where I think 6 wins, Jay, is an actual good prediction because they may start the season off like a 2-6, a 3-3. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very up and down. We're going to be a lot of headlines. It's going to be a lot of close games because they're going to have to take their lumps early. But they'll finish the season strong and sneak into a bowl game. That's the way I look at it. But I
see them starting 3-1, and this is who they're going to beat. They're going to beat TCU in Fort Worth. Yes, TCU made the national championship last year. TCU lost a ton of talent to the NFL because what they did is similar to what Oklahoma State did the year before. They had a bunch of super seniors who was on their 6th season/7th season playing for them, and so they had nothing but experience. Those dudes are gone. So they're starting from scratch. Nebraska's not there yet. Matt Rule has not hit the portal hard enough to do anything. And in Colorado State, that's a butt kicking. They will lose to Oregon and Dan Lanning. And the question to me is going to be, what do they look like against USC at home in the altitude, at Arizona State, and back home against Stanford, which they will beat the dog out of Stanford as well. I'm seeing about 4 wins before October 28th when they travel to UCLA.
Okay.
I actually appreciate Jay's take there, but I'm going to say one thing, Jay. I don't know if they'll lose to Oregon because it's going to be that game to me is the 50-50 game for me on that first 6 game because Bo Nix is the big reason why that's a 50-50
Bo Picks, baby.
Exactly. You're talking about you got all these top talent corners. You have Travis Hunter, who was the first number 1 overall recruit to go HBCU. Still a number 1 overall recruit. Let's not forget his talent is God-given talent. That man is fast. That man is good with his hands. He plays the ball well. He stays inside of receivers, and he gets on you and will push you off the line. He is as physical and as fast as you could ask for in a corner, and it is fantastic to watch him play. Travis Hunter is going to be tested in the Bo Nix game, and I think Bo Nix loses that test. I really do. So I think they go into USC undefeated, and that's going to be a battle for the Pac-12. Obviously, we all know what Caleb Williams can do. That man's number 1 overall pick right now. I think it's going to be closer than most people think. I think we're going to see a surprise in that game that just the Colorados can keep up. But I think at the end of the day, they do lose. They don't have a pass rush. That pass rush is going to be the big issue for USC. I'm sorry. The Pop-Tart Bowl.
Let McCarthy loose in the comments again.
By the way, McCarthy, it's actually the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl. It's in San Francisco. That would be the bowl game they go to. Used to be called the Emerald Nuts Bowl.
We're going to fight hunger, baby.
All the heroin needles and all the broken spoons or what?
But I don't know. Anyways,
I'm sorry.
After USC, you got Arizona State. That's a win for Colorado. I'm sorry, there's nothing at Arizona State that scares me if I'm Colorado. Stanford, you mentioned it, Jay.
Except maybe the Heat.
That's yeah, I mean maybe. But yeah, Stanford, that's a wipe. UCLA, they go into UCLA with one loss potentially. That's how I see it. I mean, I sit here and look at this team. You might be 6-1 going into week 8. Not a bad situation. Oregon State, I think that's going to be a big test after UCLA, depending on how they do. Arizona, they can win. Washington State, they can win. Utah is a question mark. They have 4 questionable games. 3, really, if you take out the USC game. Like USC, to me, I think that's going to be an easy USC victory. I think it's going to be close, but victory for USC easy. But then there's 3 questionable games in there with Oregon, Oregon State, and Utah. Other than that, this team could easily pull off 8 wins. It's not going to be surprising if they do. So, yeah, easily get a bowl game. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a New Year's Six Bowl, but I think we're going to see like a Christmas Day Bowl or something like that from them. You know, nothing crazy, but
so the question is, are we buying Buffalo or are they bullshit? And I think we can't judge them properly because the one thing neither of you guys mentioned is the Pac-12 is trash as a conference. Like
that's what makes it
outside of USC and Utah, the conference is trash.
I would argue
the 2 teams from Oregon I'll throw in. I think they both pose
they're
a
okay.
win.
They
don't have to be good. They don't have to outrank them, Mike. They just have to beat them on a Saturday.
I'm not saying they have to outrank them. I'm just saying if you compare the Pac-12 top to bottom to the SEC, Big Ten, it's night and day difference. Like it's totally different levels of competition. Like
fair.
We are going to be grading Dion on a curve this year because the Pac-12 is not that great of competition outside of like 2 teams that you can take seriously.
So let me jump in on that real quick.
All right. Sorry, go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say, I'm sorry. That's fair. Usually, the one argument I would and rebuttal I would give is that I think the Pac-12 has the most tenured and possibly skilled set of quarterbacks, top to bottom, than any other conference. And I say that because they're the ones returning more. Michael Penix up there at Washington, really good. Caleb Williams, throwing in, and we clown him, but Bo Pix had a really good season last year with Kenny Dillingham. He had a really good year. DJ Uiagalelei at Oregon State. Yeah. Add him to the list on there. And then Arizona State with Kenny Dillingham after what he did to Bo Pix. I'm not going to argue that I don't think he'll do bad with Jalen Rashada, which he's a freshman. I don't really count him as much, and then of course Chip Kelly has always done good with quarterbacks in some magical way because that's just what he does. Utah still has Cam Rising. They probably have top to bottom the best quarterbacks in the country.
But see, we do this every year with the Pac-12 where we're like, the Pac-12 is back. Like they've actually got.
They're not back. Whoa! You're going too far.
Whoa!
You're going too far there.
Nobody said the Pac-12 was back. Look, Colorado's schedule is literally all Pac-12. That's it. That's why it's like, and it's not even the good part of the Pac-12. Like. Realistically, it's Oregon, Oregon State, USC, UCLA.
That's exactly my point. Utah. Like they're not playing anybody that's scary. Like if you took Colorado out of them and put them in like the Big Ten or the SEC, and you're like, okay, Buffalo, buying or bullshit, like we would expect them to get smacked just about every single game, right? Like the only reason why we think they are going to do anything worthwhile this year is because the Pac-12 is trash.
And Nebraska's trash too.
The only conference they may do better in, I believe, is the Big 12. Besides Texas, Oklahoma.
ACC they do better in.
Yeah, ACC is pretty.
ACC, yeah, no.
ACC's top heavy. Yeah,
they wipe the floor with like 3 out of
that's just ass.
I'd say there's 2 teams in the ACC right now that you have to worry about.
Watch your mouth, Kelsey.
I said what I said. I didn't take it back.
I kind of
agree. One of them is your favorite basketball team, by the way.
Yeah, there's only really
Wake Forest lost their quarterback.
Yep, Sam is. Where is Sam?
He's at Notre Dame.
He sure is.
I didn't start this with the ACC abuse, all right?
But let's get back. Hold on, let's get back to this for a second. The whole point of this is buying Colorado or bullshit. Deion Sanders made the perfect move for him to go into a Power 5. Let's not kid ourselves. This man, all he has to do is win 8 games a year in the shitty Pac-12.
Right.
And this man is
for one season because next year
fair enough. Yeah, you win 8 games this season, and next year you do whatever you do. Fair. But I think this year is like nobody's gonna clown him if he just makes him to a bowl game. Like I think honestly, you get this team to a bowl game after all that left.
The bowl game.
I won. Like I won my present. Like,
right. The bar is so low. They won one
That's
game
it,
last
though.
year. You just gotta win more than one. And it's like, look at this turnaround.
He's going to go up 200% regardless.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's just it. With Colorado, like there couldn't have been a better move for Dion in this situation. Honestly, like let's be completely real. This is the best, absolute best move he could have made for his career because he is in a win-win situation. There's not a single way, unless barring major injuries to this team, that this team does not make a bowl game and does not at least look like a success to the boosters and to the fans. Because at this point in time, get these guys to a bowl game, and this is more celebration in Colorado than they've seen in 7,
Since I think
8,
Joel Klatt
10,
was on the fucking team.
12, 14 years. Cordell Stewart as a quarterback.
Stewart. There you go.
Yeah. Like, it's been a long time for Colorado. So, I think this is the whole point.
He was the
Like,
running
it
back. The
doesn't have
last
to be
minute
good.
to celebrate.
By the way, can I point out? I think it's hilarious. I just checked to see. I just typed in Pac-12 standings, and Google has Colorado. It's all 0-0, but they've got Colorado at the top of the standings. Google knows what they're doing. They're like, we're getting all this clickbait because everybody. That's all anybody cares about in the Pac-12. Sure, you got Caleb, whatever. Yeah, great Heisman Trophy winner. He's going for it, whatever. But we got Dion. Everybody cares about Dion.
Coach Brown, baby.
It's Colorado alphabetical order.
No. Because Arizona
and then USC.
Oh, you're
USC
right.
got
It is
moved up.
alphabetical after that.
USC got moved up. USC and UCLA got moved up a little bit, but beyond that, it is alphabetical order minus Colorado.
Wild. All right, we're gonna zig back.
Hold on. I want to jump to this question. This is actually a really good question. But what does happen if they suck in the first 5 games?
I think he doesn't lose his job. It's humbling, but that's all it is. There's nothing really happens that's monumental. They just take some lumps. That's what
I will say. This it depends. The reaction will depend on how Dion handles the press conferences after those losses. Like if he's cool, collected, like, look, I got this. There's bumps. We're learning. We're meshing together. These kids all just came in. Like people are going to give him time. If he loses his mind and freaks out, now that seat gets a little hotter. Like it's all in how he handles it.
Problem is.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. I was just saying it also depends on how a team like Nebraska finishes in the Big 12. Because if Nebraska does do well in the Big 12, surprising everybody, and that's one of the teams they lose to in those first 5 games, that does change things a lot too. Because that could mean like, oh, well, you actually lost to a pretty good team in a tougher conference.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I think the bigger thing too is not only the reaction behind how he handles losing. The one thing that's his saving grace is the fact that he's brought so much attention to Colorado that they're going to be like, all right, we'll give you 2 years of grace. We'll give you this year in the Pac-12. We're going to give you next year in the Big 12. And then from there, we need results because they've got more boosters, more ticket sales. They got more everything since he's been there. He has been the saving grace for that program. And I mean, hell, they sold out. They sold tickets to the spring game and sold out because of him.
Dude, they didn't have the money to pay him his contract when they signed the contract. The AD flat out came out and said, I don't know where we're getting this money from. Like we put this number out there, but he like pockets inside out. Like, look, I don't know, man. You guys better chip in here or something because I don't know what's gonna happen. So like, yeah, what he's done for that program is insane.
Already.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen,
like really, it is already. Like
we're talking about Colorado football on July 27th.
No, we were talking about Colorado football on January 1st. We were talking about Colorado football on January 1st.
In December.
Starting running back for the Colorado Buffalo right now. All right. I want to hear McCarthy's question because this Jim Harbaugh thing's fucking weird to me. This team has national title aspirations, and we're talking about a coach getting suspended. Kelsey, you're chuckling the hardest. I'll let you lead off. What do you got for me right now?
I've never seen somebody get suspended for a hamburger before. Like this is the fattest suspension I've ever seen. And I don't mean because of the paycheck. I mean, because he bought a player a hamburger, he's getting suspended.
Recruit.
Oh, yeah, exactly. A recruit. Fine. I mean, so be it.
In
the day of NIL and high school players getting sponsorships, this man gets suspended for 4 games for a burger during the COVID season.
So I want to rebuttal you in one way because you're right. The stupidest thing possible is being suspended for a burger. But why the hell did he lie about it?
Okay, fair enough.
It's a damn burger, man.
Jay
He
Wiz,
knows.
Alright,
It's like buying cream cheese for a bagel.
He lied
Ryan,
about it 'cause it was a
Ryan,
burger
look.
at 10 a.m. and he was gonna have to explain to people why he was eating a burger at 10 a.m. He's like, "Look, I was
Mike, you
hungry."
got your air horn there somewhere because we need one for Jay right now.
Why did you lie about the burger?
Yeah.
And then this was even better. So what I was reading in like the notes about it, another one that he got in trouble for was watching a recruit do push-ups with his younger brother who had cancer, and the Harbaugh gave him a scholarship to the little brother who was in like second grade or something or whatnot. And it was the youngest one he gave out. It was more of a ceremonial thing. It was really nice and all of that warm and fuzzy shit. The problem is that he was watching this recruit when it was in like a quiet period and he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah,
And I'm just
that's
like,
it.
cool. But he really did like a Make-A-Wish thing. Like, are we really,
Yeah.
Okay.
really mad about this?
Hold on.
Okay.
By the way,
can we come back to Harbaugh for 1 second? Because what I want to see just one time, I want to see some kid that gets that ceremonial scholarship hold the school to it when they get into college. Like just some 4'8", 90-pound kid is like, nah, man, you gave me the scholarship. Like I'm here. Where's my locker? Suit me up, coach. I'm playing. Like
It's like the episode of Blue Mountain State all over again.
Well, so you guys know who that recruit was, right? Did you guys ever see QB1 Under the Lights?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Spencer Ritter seasons at Pinnacle. That backup quarterback for Pinnacle is the recruit that had cancer at Michigan doing the push-ups. It was videotaped by ESPN, and that's how they noticed it. It's because they videotaped that during the dead period, and that's how he got busted.
Terrible way to get caught.
Jim Harbaugh, I swear,
Because he's doing
does it to
something
himself.
for a kid with cancer.
Harbaugh does it to himself because of the way he is, but also it's like ESPN just sucks at everything. Okay, like they just ruin everything.
Yeah. But let's
Like,
not kid ourselves.
McAfee show's
Guy
probably
does
gonna
wear-
suck from now on, and I'm not ready for it.
Anybody that wears khakis and cleats, though, and not like any cleats, but like the old school Land Sharks that are high tops with the rubber on them still. I mean, okay, you deserve to get suspended for some sort of games, though.
I had a coach who did that, but he was
combination
also
of
ex-Marine recon. Like this man may have a kill count, so like I would never question a man who was ex-Marine recon if they want to wear cleats. I'd be like, yes, sir.
Jim
Did that guy
Harbaugh.
also sleep over at recruits' houses to try to get them to come to his school?
Hey,
Let's face
gotta
it,
do what
Jim
you gotta
Harbaugh
do.
is a weirdo. Like the dude
Harbaugh is an odd
weird,
motherfucker. Listen,
And,
his
okay,
brother
so-
looks at him like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I've had the same job
John's
for
not much
a
better. Let's
decade.
not kid ourselves.
John
Is his own level of weird in the
John's his
NFL.
own
He's
level
okay.
weird, but John's also had the same job for over a decade and a half. Has
Yes,
never.
look at Baltimore's owner. He's just as weird as John is.
Well, Baltimore is a weird fucking city. They've had 4
Exactly.
crime dramas spawned out of that fucking city alone. All right,
I think this is a testament. The Harbaugh thing is a testament to how far we have come. Because to Jay's point, he got in trouble. It wasn't in trouble for the actual act of buying the kid a burger. I mean, that's part of it. But the act was lying to the investigators about it. Jim Tressel got fired for the same thing, lying to the investigators and covering it up. He got fired, and then he got a show cause penalty. And then when he tried to work in the NFL, got a 4-game suspension in the NFL for the same thing, for lying to investigators about players getting tattoos. So we have come a damn long way. That
the
Harbaugh-
NCAA is getting a lot of its venom taken out. It's
Well-
not as potent or it's still a joke. This is where I wish Kevin would pop in the comments because his hatred of the NCAA is
That's what I'm saying. Like,
well
it's-
warranted.
It's astronomical.
that's what I'm saying. We're stripping that power away a little by little. Like if this had happened 10 years ago, no question about it. Harbaugh's fired, and everybody's like, "This guy's a piece of shit. I can't believe you would lie to the NCAA to cover this up." But now they're like, "What do you want to
Taking
do?"
the power
And he's
away
like,
from
"I'll
the
take 4 games." They're
OWGs.
like, "All right, cool."
Mike, what do
Let's
you
not
guys say?
forget-
What do you say on the show? Taking the power away from the OWGs.
That's right.
No, let's
Fuck
not
the
forget.
OL
Like,
guys.
there's been players suspended and kicked off of teams for literally getting cream cheese put on their bagels on away games. So, like,
Well, how
this
much
is
cream cheese we
Mike's
talking?
exactly right. This is a huge step forward that we're like, okay, it's not the burger that's the issue, it's the line
Yeah.
that's the issue. Now we're like at least pinpointing a real issue here, not like
Yeah.
I want to know how
It's-
much cream cheese with like.
Yeah.
what-
Is it a New
oh
York?
no, it's
schmear?
literally,
It might be
literally
more.
Is it
you're
New
not
York, or
allowed.
is it like a Ohio schmear? Like there's a difference.
Dog,
Yeah.
you don't know Brugger's bagel in Ohio. You literally get like cream cheese,
it's
and
big.
Oh, it's New York
It's
style.
a
Got it.
bar.
Okay.
Like,
No,
I
no,
grew
no,
up
here's the thing.
45 minutes outside of New York City. My mother lived in the city for like 20 years. I know what a schmear is. A schmear is like that fucking thick. It's about 3 pounds of cholesterol in your stomach.
But no, these dudes were like, it's crazy what the NCAA would do, man. They'd suspend you like, oh,
It's
you
nuts.
got ice in your drink and you got extra ice. Oh no, that's a suspension. Like,
Well, speaking of fighting to get paid, NFL running backs and Saquon just kneecapping them all this week.
Let's get on this Zoom call, fellas. Everybody, come on, huddle up. Here we go. We're going to talk about this. We're going to stay strong.
Saquon
And, and as soon as they said that, Saquon was like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What? There's a problem. What? My camera's acting up. Wait a minute, guy.
Wait. Okay.
And he just leaves.
I don't know what's funnier. Saquon totally screwing over the rest of the running backs, or Christian McCaffrey also being in that Zoom call. Like, yeah, guys, this is bullshit. I signed mine. Don't worry about that. But like,
Yeah,
this is terrible.
McCaffrey literally hasn't played a full season since at Stanford, but whatever. My favorite thing about this whole Saquon thing is that his contract, unless he goes for like literally an all-pro season, is literally the fucking franchise tag. It makes no fucking logistical sense. I'm staring at it. I'm like, New York Giants be New York Giantsing? Like, this is the only explanation I have at this point. There's something shitty in the water in Jersey, I guess, because I swear they can't. Like, how does it? Like, at least take like maybe a million less guaranteed and get an extra year or something. Like, at least win on that front. You wanted more years. You took a 1-year deal. I looked at the Saquon deal. I just face palmed. I'm like, I'm pro-paying running backs. I am reasonably, but pro-paying running backs. The thing is that, like, I look at this deal. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Like, his agent deserves to have his ass whooped. That's what it is. Because, like, how is this like an acceptable deal? I don't get it.
The Giants just fleeced everybody right now. Honestly, this might be the best move by the Giants. Because not only did they sign him for what the franchise tag, for less than what the franchise tag would have been, but they didn't use the franchise tag on him. They still have 2 franchise tags on Saquon.
Yeah,
that's what's stupid about this whole thing.
Right back in it next year.
Is now we have 2 more years of this going forward.
We flexed the best team in that division by a country mile again.
Get out of here. Go shut up. Go sit in the corner. Come
my
talk to me
show.
when you
Leave
guys
me
get
alone.
an actual throwing quarterback, please.
Wow.
Wait, ours actually throws completions instead of interceptions, though.
Yeah, I know. I can't honestly hate on Jalen Hurts too much. I love the guy.
Love
Even though
Hurts.
he's a Bama / Oklahoma
Sooner.
guy. He's both.
Listen,
He
Jay, I would
he
have
hurt me in both jerseys. I can't.
argue who claims Jalen. I love that argument, but no, but like this whole Saquon and the running backs thing. And I said this on the corner with pregame with Kelsey's co-host about an hour ago, and I said, listen, like the best like stat is reliability. And why did Derrick Henry get paid? Why did Adrian Peterson get paid? Why did Marshawn Lynch get paid? Because they were always available.
Well,
Okay, Marshawn suspension aside.
Marshawn Lynch might have killed somebody if he didn't get paid. Let's be honest, and it would have been with a golf cart.
All right. I love that fucking video. It never gets old. Anyway, but
His mom was in the
backs,
passenger seat, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's the best part. Running backs that got paid are available, except for McCaffrey. The Niners are the Panthers / Niners are morons, but that's a whole nother argument. Availability to running backs is the biggest thing. Why did Miles Sanders get paid? He missed a total of like 7 games for Philadelphia over his entire contract.
3 years.
Yeah, he sucked in the Super Bowl. That's why the Eagles didn't bring him back. And in the NFC Championship game, and he just was terrible in the playoffs. Anyway,
Miles also said that Andy Dalton is a future Hall of
yeah.
Famer.
So listen,
you got a question.
He is alive and well, boys. I never said he was smart.
You got a question.
He makes it on the field. He doesn't have to be the smartest tool in the sharpest tool in the shed. Okay, like
You sound very much like Bud Kilmer just now.
I was gonna say that was
like that. You just said he is Kilmer's workhorse without saying he is Kilmer's workhorse.
That was the
he just has to show up on the
thing
field.
you've ever uttered.
Like
I don't care.
It doesn't happen if he's a concussion.
So
like, he
what
just
if
has to be on the field.
So what if he's so scrambled that he thinks Andy Dalton's a Hall of Famer? Get out there, strap up, baby, let's go.
Like
Listen,
you
I
just
don't know
dumb
if
down
he
the
went to
position
all
to
of
a
them.
brute that
But
runs the ball.
listen, I don't know if he went to all of his classes at Penn State. He may just be a dummy. I don't fucking know.
I mean, it is Penn State.
Go Nittany Lions.
I call.
They have one good tradition, and that's the whiteout, and that's just
I
even
was
that
gonna
is
say
kind of.
Jerry-
I desperately want to see that.
It's actually really cool.
All right,
I
hold on.
almost said there one good
Tangent time.
tradition is Jerry Sandusky, but I'm going to hold that one back.
Tangent time. What's the one college football tradition you want to see live? If we're talking like whiteout,
Oh.
we're talking.
I want to see the Virginia Tech Enter Sandman like live, like the shaking of the bleachers and shit. Like I want to see that shit.
Yeah,
No,
that shit's cool.
no, that's terrible. Because then you have to sit the rest of the game listening to the South Park turkey going through like the entire time. It's not worth it.
Virginia Tech gets throttled by 80% of the teams they play, so it's okay.
They still do it every third down. They punt every series, so every third down, it's like, God damn it.
Ooh. I have a weird underrated one. The Baylor rush. So when they have the students rush to the seats from across the field. I think that's one of the cooler ones. I've seen the whiteout. I've seen the Buffalo run out for Colorado. So like both of those are super high on my list. Obviously, I've seen Auburn and the Eagle flying around, but like I think the one I haven't seen the most and I want to see is Baylor's rush. I think that'd be the cool one, or the Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner, I'd like to see just because I want to see it wipe out. I want to see
or the guy hanging off the back again.
Yeah, I want to see it spill out all their Red Bulls and fucking trash out of the back of it.
On the field. And they got to clean the field up for like 15 minutes. Yeah.
Listen, the first time as an adult I watched an Oklahoma game, I think it was like 2015, and I watched that, and I think it was one of the games where everything fell out of the back. And I'm just laughing my ass off. I'm like,
this is hilarious.
As a drunk ass college student who just came back from a tailgate, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, this is literally what happened to us, except it was somebody's car, not the Boomer Sooner.
Fifth Down's got a good one in the comments with the first quarter wave to the cancer patient.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
Really
That was actually my
listen,
next one.
I know we're going for comedy here, but that just makes you feel
That's a
good.
great tradition, but then you realize you have to watch Iowa offense for 3 hours.
Oh my God.
Hey.
These
Iowa
kids deserve
touchdown is Iowa touchdown is the coolest thing in the world. Getting two safeties and a field goal, I'm all for it.
Mind you, I lived in Iowa for a couple years there. DJ and I did, and it is the cool tradition. Awful sporting event. Fun pregame, fun halftime.
Didn't they just get an actual quarterback for the first time in like a decade? Like the guy actually
doesn't change anything.
Football?
You still have Kirk Ferentz as a head coach. Like,
and
not,
Kirk
Isn't his
Ferentz
son the
is
play
the
caller
offensive
still?
coordinator.
Isn't his son the OC?
Yeah.
And by the way, all-time leading passer in Iowa history, and he has like 4,000 passing yards.
Isn't that CJ Beathard?
Basically.
Oh my God. Iowa football is just Iowa. Dude, like I try to every time I try to bet on Iowa, they always fucking lose, and then they somehow make it to they make it deep.
Jared,
I don't know.
If you're betting Iowa football, dude, you got a problem. We got to have.
I bet it as a parlay for like money lines.
Never bet Iowa.
But why would you ever do that to yourself though? Like what sensible man would ever do that to themselves and put that kind of suffering through your body?
My Miami Hurricanes were getting their head kicked.
Okay, so you're in a bad place.
That's your first problem. You're Canes
fan. Kelsey.
He's chasing.
Remember, you invited me here.
I invited you because poor Josh had a family emergency, and I'm like, can I rely on who's not going to screw me here? Kelsey.
It's such a high bar to try to reach to not mess with you. It's like,
okay, Kelsey, you're one of my closest friends here at Belly Up. So the fact of the matter is, if you're not going to do it, you'll at least tell me within 5 to 10 minutes, and not text me 2 minutes before the show.
No. Hey. I mean the making fun of you part. I don't.
Oh no, well that's different. I mean, Mike's been making fun of me, and I've been here for 5 fucking years. It happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I'd have to be a saint and be sainted to not make fun of you because it's just too easy of a bar.
Literally, my 5-year anniversary was like a week and a half ago. What did Micah Blaine say to me? You stuck with us for 5 fucking years, loser.
That is true. They did say that. It was beautiful.
Good point.
Oh my God!
You know what? Put a birthday cake with it.
Go Iowa. Go lack of offensive scoring. You are literally what every boomer wants in football.
Go Davion Nixon. I know he's not in Iowa anymore, but you know what?
All right, I want to talk about this one. I mean, we totally went off the running back tangent. Do you guys want to go back to this? You guys want to move on to this? But we really
Josh Jacobs. Just that's the only thing I have to add.
Josh Jacobs. I mean, do you want to pay your boy Tony Pollard, or do you want to just let him roll out of there?
At this point in time, I don't care what the Cowboys do. They're going to disappoint me any way they go about it. So
you're a Kings fan. That's what it is, right, Kelsey?
Dude, I'm a fantasy football fan nowadays. I don't know what else to do. Being a Cowboys fan, I've only known losing. It's just so sad.
That's true.
I almost joined you on the Bengals fan base.
Welcome aboard. Just watch your calves as you're jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, no,
out here in these streets.
They may take them for Joe's donations.
You can have them. It's okay. For Joey B, I'd do anything. I do the same for Lamar though. So I mean,
I do appreciate Joe Cool, and it's I just don't like, it's weird. Like, I love the whole. I will fully admit, as a diehard Jalen Hurts supporter and Eagles fan first, but obviously Jalen has won me over the past 3 years. I will take the Joe Burrow over Jalen, but I will fight on Justin Herbert because I want to see this man actually help his team get to past the first rounds. I watched them basically choke away to old visor boy Doug and that Jaguar team who literally watched a gimping Mahomes beat them up and down the field. My lack of respect for the Chargers is well documented because they have so much talent and they fucking waste it. So I will happily put Joe Burrow ahead of Hurts at 2 and Mahomes at 1. And then behind him is number 1 on Philadelphia. And then after that, it's that Josh Allen guy who's dating Haley Steinfeld. That's what puts him at 4 above Herbert.
Let's be honest, that puts him at 3.
Tied with 3.
It's the Riz. The Riz puts him at 3.
Yeah,
I'm too old to say Riz. I don't even honestly know what it is. But at the same time, it sounds like I use it right.
It's that goofy redneck attraction. I swear it's a thing. I have a buddy
California.
Yeah, he's from rural California.
He's from a vineyard in California.
Still rural.
No, that's not there's rural, which is where they grow pot in California. And then there's vineyards where you get fancy people coming to your house 24/7 and you have a mansion. Those are 2 different concepts.
But
one is in the woods.
Remember his story. Nobody sent him a scholarship.
Yeah, okay. Oh, no. Go do what Aaron Rodgers did and go to Chico State, the number 1 party school in the world, which is where he was introduced to Aishwarya Rai or whatever it is.
I have a buddy who actually graduated from Chico State. That's the worst.
Did you go to classes?
That dude literally, I'm not going to name his name. I worked with him at one of my previous jobs. This dude literally, the only reason he left Chico State is because he was growing herbal substances at a mass rate and was actually had a gun put to his head by a rival distributor and had to leave the state for his own safety.
Normal college stuff.
Yeah. What is every California college student with an engineering major?
And Matt's not here for the Rodgers slander. Matt, the problem is
I didn't say it was bad. I'm just saying
he's just old as dirt, brother. It's not like Brady where he just finds a way to stumble ass backwards into the top 3 every year. Also, boys, this is our first NFL season with Tom Brady since 2000.
Yep.
I was 4 years old when he was drafted. No, I was 5 when he was drafted. I'm almost 30.
That's insane.
Oh, my God.
That's wild.
It's okay. He'll be a 49er by the end of the season. We're all going to be disappointed again.
I support Kelsey's co-host here with this one. This is actually legitimately my top 5.
We got to look. I'm on a crusade. We got to stop spelling Patty Mahomes with 2 T's. That is not the Irish spelling of Patty. It's 2 D's.
Not Irish. Who cares?
Hold on. Pause.
If you're using the nickname,
look at Patty,
it's an Irish nickname.
Look at Patty and look at Patty's lineage and tell me this man is Irish. Patty's dad is not Irish. He is far from. He may have been a Met, but he is not Irish.
You don't use the.
He said he was a Met.
You don't use the Irish nickname and spell it wrong. It's Patty. It's my crusade. I will correct it every time I see it. 2 D's.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's the hill he will die on. I appreciate that.
Class back to the Irish lineage.
Kermit Mahomes.
Yes, thank you.
Between that
I need the Russ Mahomes.
Mr. Krabs, Kyler, I don't know what's worse.
All right.
If you guys have never don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Kyler run around on a videotape and then put Mr. Krabs' legs to the sound, and you'll never unhear it. I
think either you or DJ may have sent this
DJ
to me,
did
or
it.
somebody. DJ probably did. It is the greatest thing on a I think I watched it at a bar when it was a little slow, and I just was crying. I couldn't stop laughing. It's one of those great things you have to witness in your life. So, fellas, I'm going to toss it up to you. We have 3 topics left we could touch on. Diggs and Herbert get paid, D-Hop, or we could do some college football bowl predictions and possible CFB winners. I'm opening up to the class here.
Let's talk money. I like talking money. I say college football stuff probably do that in like 2 weeks, closer to season kicking
Jay,
off.
you're coming on my preview anyway, so it's like
exactly. We got a whole bunch of actual fall camps and actually seeing depth charts. Then we can really make an assessment. But I'd say money because it's funny to me. A buddy of mine shot me the text of the Justin Herbert contract, and he's like, "Man, why are we paying all these non-top 30 people money?" And I'm just like, "Look, free market capitalism, baby." When you need a quarterback and you ain't going to find one very quickly, you got to pay the guys that are actually good enough to be there.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, Justin is just on a cursed team. That is the San Diego / Los Angeles, the San Diego Superchargers. Go Google the song. It's the funniest shit you'll ever listen to.
It's almost as bad as Here We Go, the Commander song.
San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Chargers. But anyway, he's on a cursed team. They're just bad. They fumble every single bag and opportunity they have. Hopefully he can overcome it because he doesn't talk. I do think though he deserved the money.
It's the curse of the Spanos family. That's really what it is.
There you go.
No,
they killed any goodwill they had the second they went to LA for no fucking reason, because the LA market doesn't support the Chargers. It's like the Rams. It made sense because the Rams played there. My dad has an LA Rams jersey from the fucking 80s in our garage. Like there's an actual reason why they went back to LA. If the Raiders went to LA, they would have made fucking sense. The LA Raiders, that's a fucking awesome image. Like Eazy-E wearing, I think it might have been Ice Cube wearing the LA Raiders hat. Like that's a real fucking thing. But the Rams, I get it. St. Louis is a fucking shithole. Even their baseball team can't get their shit together now.
St. Louis FC would have like to have a word.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is soccer still a real thing in America besides Messi?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just not have a soccer fan on your show 2 weeks ago?
No, he was on today.
Oh, sorry. He was on today
Hector
as well.
rolls on my show. Hector literally was busting my balls about buying a truck and then goes, "Hey, can I come on the show on Thursday?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." We didn't even talk. Like, honestly, we'll talk Messi.
I don't know.
And you're bashing soccer, and yet one of your guests was just a soccer fan. Come on, man.
I don't know if it's the edible, but Big Merg chiming in with Jesse Spano when you said the curse of the Spano is one of the funniest things I've seen.
Oh my god!
I want to go back to this curse you claim that is a Spano curse for them going to LA. It's not. This is a San Diego curse. Period. Think about the last 3 teams to be in San Diego to move to LA. You have the Clippers, who were the San Diego Clippers. When's the last time the Clippers won a championship? Never.
Oh, wait, no. They weren't back when they're the Bullets, right?
Yeah. Well, and then you have the Padres, who have not left San Diego yet, but they probably need to go somewhere else. But when's the last time San Diego Padres were in a World Series?
98. Tony Gwynn.
That's it.
Any Padres exist?
Yeah. So over the age of pretty much everybody listening to this show for the most part.
Yeah, I was a Tony Gwynn fan.
My favorite thing is the Padres have triple the payroll that Kelsey's Giants or my Diamondbacks do, and yet are like 5 or 7, 12 games behind their teams.
Shut up. We don't care about baseball right now. We still talk about it. It's
what a terrible time to freeze.
I know, right?
That's like the best freeze moment you could ever have.
It's Saquon on the running back Zoom chat right there.
It is literally, guys.
That was beautiful.
Real life version of Saquon.
Yeah, my bad. I was Dalvin cooking it. And then you have obviously, then you have now the Chargers and their San Diego doom. It's something about San Diego. You can get close, you'll never win a championship though.
Yeah, true. I mean, honestly, the worst part about the Chargers is that they seem to just ignore the biggest problem in their franchise and just try to spruce up the rest of the franchise, and then they think it's going to work.
Here's the thing, though. If you don't pay Herbert, who would you pay? Like, as a quarterback out there, who is the guy that they're going to go get that's better than Herbert that can give him an opportunity? Yeah. The answer is
that's
nobody.
the point.
Herbert,
that's the problem.
Yeah, you got to do it because
we talk about like gifted throwers of the football at the pro level. Herbert has one of the best arms in the league. He's extremely accurate. It's just the problem is I think Brandon Staley's a fucking moron. And like
him and Stefanski have a home in
thank
fourth
you.
down heaven.
Okay, listen. Like I hate Kevin Stefanski. I think Kevin Stefanski is one of the worst offensive play callers in football. This man literally has survived because Nick Chubb is an Asgardian masquerading as a human being. And Brandon Staley, I heard him on McAfee, I think it was 2 years ago. I was doing the owner of the Bucks marble fucking fireplace. And I'm listening to this, and the Staley's on McAfee. And I'm like, how is this motherfucker even a head coach? He's fucking stupid. Like, half the shit that comes out, I'm like, what the fuck? I had to like take my earbuds out because I thought I was like getting pumped or some shit. This is fucking awful. Like the dude doesn't like his reliability on sabermetrics and on like percentages for fourth downs and all this other stupid shit. When he has one of the most talented offenses in football, it blows my mind. I'm a big anti Brandon Staley guy and a super anti Kevin Stefanski guy.
I want to know about this fireplace from the owner of the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just like drop that and not go back.
You can't just be like,
I know, right?
I actually met the owner of the Bucks. He's a really nice guy.
One of the Glazers? Word?
No, it was Mark Burt. What I can't remember the fucking guy.
Oh, you talking about the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, no, he owns a house like down on the Connecticut Shore. He's like one of the. He's very nice. Yeah, no, it was a marble fireplace.
Doing the marble fireplace of the owner of the Bucks.
Yeah, it took me 2 fucking weeks to clean this.
Very imperative to notate that for this story.
It was brutal. I had done 3 fireplaces before I left this job, and this was the hardest one. It took me 2 fucking weeks to do it.
Mark Lassery.
Yes, he's actually
Heard he's a really nice dude.
I did too.
Yeah,
I don't know where I heard it from though.
He actually was like really rude to a lot of the contractors, but he saw how hard I was working on his fireplace, so he told me I was doing a good job. He asked me my name, and he said, "Hey, good job, Jared." And he kept walking. I'm like,
go figure. An owner looks at the hardworking guys and is like, good job, man.
Yeah, because this thing was like covered in scorch marks when I started working on it. It actually like was showing its color again. It was like rainforest green marble. It was fucking wild looking.
Stories I didn't know I was going to hear today. Something about a forest green marble.
Here's the thing
Milwaukee Bucks owner.
Here's the thing I hate about the Herbert contract is that it happened before the Burrow contract. That's the only thing I care about. Like that.
I was waiting for you to say that. I was trying to lead you into it.
Torch the market for Burrow. Like whatever progress Mike Brown and Katie Blackburn and Burrow's agent have made up to this point was just gone. Like they were like, oh, by the way, did you guys see that news? Let's take a step back. We got to figure this out.
That calf strain may change a few things.
That's what. Yes, my buddy Scott from Craft Food Sports was texting today, and he was like, Mike Brown is texting right now. Like, listen, I got the leverage now, so we're gonna have to figure this out.
His cheap ass, yeah.
three injuries in 3 seasons.
Son of a bitch. He's like, listen, calf injury. I don't know about this.
3 years in a row, buddy. You've been hurt. You talk to me when you can play a full season there, buddy.
I need you to play every training camp snap.
Mike Brown definitely hits him with a buddy. Listen,
damn right he hit him with the buddy. He's a buddy guy.
Get out there, Buckaroo. Okay,
yeah, come on, buddy.
Listen,
yeah, Buckaroo.
Listen, Joseph. I need you to understand something here.
Look here, Slugger. Look here, Slugger.
The best part is he's going to talk to him like a dad because he still lives at his parents' house. Let's not kid ourselves. Like that's the best part about Joe Burrow, I think, is he's living at his parents' house. So you might not have to pay a whole lot because the dude's like, I got low overhead. Like, let's go. Give me
no
280 million. Give me 280 million guaranteed. Like, and that's all you got to give me. 280 million. Make 240 of it guaranteed, and I'll be good. Save some money for T.
Man.
Save some money for Jamar.
Dude, Brown is already hedging those bets. He's like, well, I don't know if we can keep all 3 together. We'll see what we can do. And like, he's already laying out the groundwork to just fumble all of this and screw over the
go back to the dark ages of post Andy Dalton, pre Joe Burrow.
Oh, dude, come on. Don't say that.
Wow, you are really putting the curses on the lower half of Ohio right now.
Damn, the disrespect.
Listen, I love the lower half of Ohio. I hate the upper half.
I don't like all. It's all kind of whatever.
I don't sense there's love at all right here. What do we? What is
Listen,
this?
listen. I like watching the Bengals play. I really hope Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase all stay. I mean, they got to get rid of the GTA character Joe Mixon, but that's a whole another ball
He
game.
took a cut. Joe took a cut. He was like,
He still looks.
I've done some shit this offseason. Go ahead, give me the cut. That's fine. I just want to. I want to win. So cool. That's great.
I saw a text from somebody in my group that Joe Mixon's accuracy should get bumped for hitting the small target.
That's hilarious.
Look here, Slick.
He said slick.
Oh.
That's well done, DJ. That's
Give him the golf clap.
My co-host, everybody. My co-host right there. Thank you.
Throw it up there. Oh my God.
Good Lord. I don't know how much longer my internet's going to go. I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder cracking outside this studio.
Hey, listen, that sounded like Connecticut about an hour and a half ago. I was waiting to text Mike, hey, you're going to have to host this for me, Mike Brown, because my freaking internet's about to fucking go, but then the storm passes already.
I'm just waiting for my kids to wake up scared, come running down here, freaking out.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, listen, fellas.
That was me last night.
We had an amazing show, an amazing return back to Belly Up After Dark. For those of you who don't know, this is going to be a monthly show hosted by me. It is going to take place on the 3rd or 4th, most likely of Thursday of each month. So the August date will be announced probably by next week or the week after. A new panel of guests. Hopefully bring these boys back for either the October, September, or November shows. We'll see what's going on. Special shout out. Listen,
I'll be there in August.
Yeah,
I'm going to say Kelsey's going to be there.
I'm the fill-in at this point in time. I'm where everybody goes when they just need something. It's like, you're a warm body. Here you go.
Well, also you are reliable, and you're always
stop. No. I don't need an ego boost right now. I can barely fit through a door as it is. I don't need more.
Okay. All right, Mr. Humble, where can we find your shit?
All right. Sorry. Let me get my humble pie here. No, you can find us every Thursday, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, live on YouTube. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, at @high_low_sports on Twitter, at @high_low_sports on everything else. And you can catch our Tier Tuesdays every Tuesday live on YouTube. And now we're starting a brand new segment on Fridays, Fantasy Friday. We're going to give you a player to like, player to fade going into the season for each position group for your fantasy team.
There you go. All right, Mr. Berlon, where can we find y'all amazing content?
You can catch Craft Root Sports every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Live on our YouTube channel. Podcast is wherever you get your podcast. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Threads. We do that sometimes. At Craft B Sports is the handle there. We also have a Facebook group that's really active and really fun. A ton of people are chiming in all the time with videos. It's literally the only reason why I'm on Facebook anymore.
Same.
It's literally just for that group. Otherwise, I would have trashed that app a long time ago. So yeah, every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Hit us up.
All right. And Mr. J, where can we find y'all content?
Just search me on YouTube, Unfair Sports. I talk a lot of OU football and college football in general. We go live on Sundays at 6 p.m. We'll add a second day once football season begins to kick off, probably like a Wednesday night. I also do one called the SEC Connect with a few buddies of mine where we talk SEC football and just everything college football in general. So pull up. Love to have you.
All right. And you can, of course, catch Jay on our college football preview in about 4 weeks, I believe. And Kelsey somehow finds his way into our corner booth shows occasionally as well, because his roommate is basically our resident AJ Hawk. You can find our show at All Things Corner Booth Pod on every single social media. You can find me at Belly Up Jared or Corner Booth Jared, depending on whatever it is, because Twitter's an asshole about changing your Twitter name. For myself, Mike, Jay, and Kelsey, and the entire Belly Up Sports family, we appreciate you guys coming through, watching, commenting, showing some love to the Belly Up family. That was a low blow, fifth down. You're giving Connecticut a bad name, worse than
Hey, Slick, don't talk about Cowboys fans like that.
I'm the most anti-Cowboy fan you'll ever meet.
Yeah, Kelsey's
not
really,
I am reliable.
You can honestly, Kelsey does not come off like a Cowboys fan. When he told me, I was almost a little amazed. I
hate the Cowboys more than most people who hate the Cowboys hate the Cowboys.
I can attest to this. He hates them more than I do. And that's saying something as an Eagles fan. Either way, We appreciate you all coming by. Shout out to all these sports shows for donating their hosts to us today. We'll see you guys next month. Check out the Corner Booth podcast every Thursday at 7, and our recorded shows drop Tuesday at midnight. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy.
Cheers, y'all.